Hey guys, how are you? It's Brooke. Hope you're doing well. I'm sitting here by the water with the sunshine. I'm so excited. Okay, so listen, there's been a lot going on. My guides got me up and they were like, hey, you need to get down there and you need to talk. Okay. All right, it's time to open the throat chakra, allow things to come out. And they wanted me to share my journey. Everything that I've experienced, everything that I've went through, everything that I've discovered. You know, there's a lot that I don't talk about. You know, I keep sharing that, you know, Pluto rules truth, but it also rules secrets, right? And I have my sun and the moon in the 8th house, which is naturally Pluto's house. So, having that in my birth chart, there's always a lot that I see, experience, know, witness, that I don't always share. Because it is deep, it is intense, it is mind-blowing, it is kind of those experiences that makes you question your reality. Like, is this really true? Is this really happening? Is this real life right now? And I find myself, especially, you know, the more I work with clients and the stronger that the gifts are getting, the more I experience that, the more I say, is this real life right now? Like, what? I don't know that I'll ever fully get used to it, you know? It's still a trip for me, literally. So, some things have been brought up to the surface for me, and I'm not really sure how I want to start getting into this, but one of the things that I have really noticed and paid attention to 222 on the journey is Wonder Woman has always kind of been a thing for me. And then I started noticing a pattern with my wondering thoughts. And when I would say, I wonder, and I would go look, boom, the answer would be right there. Or when I would say, I wonder, the answer would fall right into my lap. Like, I've experienced some pretty wild, crazy things. So, and learning that anybody that is around me, if we are ever in a session, if we're ever talking, when I say, I wonder, that is the unconscious side of my gifts coming out. So when I say I wonder, usually the question I ask, the reason why I'm asking it is because I already typically know the answer to it, okay? And when I ask that question, 333, that is when confirmation appears within my reality, which is kind of cool, right? To be able to go through and see and know and understand, that's how your gifts work. And then to bring that into your conscious awareness, to be able to be aware that when you are in that unconscious behavior of just having a conversation, okay, because the conversation kind of is an unconscious behavior, you're responding based on, you know, what's being brought up or triggered, per se, to respond, right? So it's been pretty awesome to be able to put that connection together, to be able to see how many times that happens, and then the truth always landing in my lap. So the reason why I was really pushed to truly start talking about all of my journey is due to we're getting ready to start retrograde season. And retrograde season is a great time to review, reflect, re-examine, reevaluate certain behaviors, situations, locations, people, jobs. Okay, so we're all going to be reevaluating all of those things all over again. And a lot of my journey has been going through to fully heal, to be able to unlock the gifts of Chiron. See, the biggest thing about Chiron is we will have our superpowers, okay, but sometimes we have to go through that Chiron experience, because Chiron is the key, to be able to unlock the gifts, the blessings that Chiron brings behind. So a lot of my journey has been going through to fully see those Chiron wounds, to see the unconscious and conscious behaviors that were brought on with them, and to fully sit with myself until I felt that I had fully healed every aspect that I was not completely in love with, due to me living in my masculine energy of trying to protect me, okay? And you know, my Chiron is in Taurus, so it is a wound to the feminine. So, and knowing this and knowing my journey, and knowing that when you are a Reiki practitioner, when you are walking that shamanic journey, you have to be able to go through and master yourself before you can really unlock the keys to the master. You know, and it's just part of the shamanic journey. It's part of the process. We all go through it. We all have different levels that we're working through. You know, everybody's journey might be a little different in the sense of the wounds and who it comes from and where it comes from and how it happens and how it shows up and how the repeated patterns and lifestyles show up within your life due to it, right? I mean, those things will be different, but we all have to go through the same initiation process of truly being able to unlock the keys to those wounds, because the key to that wound ends up being the gifts that we give back to humanity. That's how we become of service when we are fully in the shamanic journey, being of service to others. And this is where it can get a little tricky in being in service to others, but also in being service to yourself. Because the ego wants all the best things, you know. Taurus, you know, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Taurus. That is the first feminine sign. That is, you know, Venus. It rules our money, you know, the finer things in life, all that, right? So anyway, the ego will want all of those things, and it's not that those things are necessarily bad. It comes from a place of moderation, you know, like want versus need, and being able to balance what we truly need and want to experience, but also what we're truly giving back, okay? Because in the end, as I said yesterday, that our frequency, our energy is going to be the way we exchange money, okay? It's going to be our abundance. Our energy is going to be how we sustain and move forward, right? So, in being able to connect and lead people, we also have to be able to lead from a humbled space of truly being thankful for all that we have, being grateful. Like today, I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm just so thankful for the sunshine. just so thankful for the sunshine. I'm just so thankful that my kids are healthy. I am just so thankful that I am here and I have food and, you know, I have my clients. I am just so thankful that I have these things. And I have an opportunity to share my gift with all of those that are meant to experience it and meant to hear it. So, in going through all of these things that have recently been brought up to light for me and connecting my gifts and how I show up and how I come forward, they also wanted me to share my true thoughts of the Twinflame journey. And basically what I had experienced, especially if you are truly healing the masculine and the feminine within. Is there really, 1111, is there really truly a mirrored person, for say, outside of you that's walking through similar situations or circumstances that you have? So in 2018, was kind of when I started waking up to the Twinflame journey. That's kind of when I started waking up to more of my gifts being heightened. That sense of, okay, I'm meant to be doing my divine work. I'm meant to be doing something more than what I'm doing now. And that was kind of the start of putting the towers together with Pluto. Okay, that's when I kind of started paying attention to astrology a little bit more, going, okay, there's something to this, because I'm an Aquarius moon and Aquarius Mercury. So when it comes to patterns, especially with the planets and seeing the same things repeat, I'm really good at picking up on it fairly quickly. So I'd already walked through my first tower with Pluto in my work, and started kind of waking up to Mercury retrograde, astrology, kind of paying attention, diving in a little bit deeper into my spiritual side, you know, because I had actually gone through the process of fully healing. So then I started waking up to new aspects within me, right? Digging a little deeper, going down more rabbit holes, really trying to expand my consciousness, expand my awareness. I had a lot of questions, a lot of things that I wanted to have answers for. Anyway, so 2019, I fully awakened to the Twinflame journey. Is this real? I read every article that you could possibly find on the internet. I watched every video that you could possibly find on the internet, because I wanted to know, is this truly real? Is this real? I had, you know, experienced myself communicating with the other side, and that was kind of when I was forced to come out of the spiritual closet with my family. It was the last time I did my mother's hair, actually. It was when I told her that I could communicate with the dead. And I made a video about that. It's somewhere on the YouTube, you can find it. So anyway, went through and read everything. And then this goes back to my wondering thoughts. I wondered if any of it was true. And I started noticing that I was attracting fire signs. Why am I attracting fire signs? Why are they predominantly strong in my life? And then around that time, I started following David Palmer, and he opened me up to astrology, which then started answering so many of my questions. So, started following him then, okay, and started noticing, okay, maybe some of the things that they're saying is true. Is it really possible that you have a mirror of someone that lives a mirrored life similar to you? And is any of this real? Like, I was curious. I was more curious to see if I could prove it wrong than I was to prove it right. Because the more I found confirmations in things that I was seeing personally, the more I started saying, oh fuck, this shit really is real. This shit really is real. There really are people out there that you will cross paths with, that you can say you've had every fucking synchronicity that is listed with them. That shit's real. It's real. And it happened. And my biggest thing was, like, okay, so what do you do once you figure that out? Like, do you just stop there? Do you just say, okay, it's over, it's done? Do you, like, what happens, right? So, the reason why I quit speaking about my journey was that this time last year, I need to go back and look at the dates, but intuitively I feel it was right after Pluto went retrograde. That was when major towers started happening for me. It was during the Mars and Jupiter conjunction in May. So, yeah, because 4/28 is when Pluto went retrograde. So it was right after Pluto went retrograde for sure. I made a video talking about the Jupiter-Mars conjunction. And in that video, I'm having one of the biggest heart chakra awakenings possible, okay? Because I am so thankful that in watching David's astrology, that he led me directly to a shop where I was going to start doing readings. And I was doing readings there that day. And Mystical Beginnings is the name of the shop. And in that video, I said, there's just some things that I can't talk about when it comes to the journey. And at that exact moment, David Palmer was being investigated by the FBI over something very crazy. And someone very close to me was trying to pay my friend's money to get dirt to come after me for blackmail. The pain of knowing who it was probably the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. And it was just too painful to talk about. And it still is. But to meet someone that mirrored the exact same thing you were going through at the exact same time was insane. Like, completely mind-blowing. holy shit, what does this even all mean? And what do you even do with the information? So anyway, it's been a lot to process. Last night, I just so happened to get a notification that David was live, and he starts talking about everything that he's going through, right? And everything that happened with 2020 and you know, building everything up. And I literally said to myself, yeah, I felt the same way going through 2020, because I kept saying, I know how Noah felt, telling everybody, warning everybody, and everybody going, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Literally, everybody thought I was crazy. And I said it all the time. I now know how Noah felt, building the ark, warning everybody, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And I left that comment after I thought about that. And then all of a sudden he starts talking about the ark. So I did leave a comment on the video. The timestamp, 40 minutes. Or is it, yeah, 40 minutes, 33 seconds. You can go listen to it. It's crazy. So, you know, and that wasn't the only thing. That wasn't the only thing, but had I not had the synchronicities from the guidance that I was getting from David in that moment, I wouldn't have landed where I needed to be in order to take one of the hardest hits that I was ever going to take. And he was taking the exact same hit at the exact same time. And the thing is I knew who mine was and he didn't know who his was. Crazy, huh? So I've talked quite a bit. My guides really wanted me to just start sharing all of it. So as I feel comfortable in talking about some of the things that have happened and some of the things that I witnessed, I will, you know. It's only because part of my job was to go through this experience and to more or less be the needle in the haystack to say, you can't say that the twin flame journey is not real, because I have, and it's not that I even think David's my twin. I don't think David's my twin. I do think that for whatever reason, he's lived a mirrored life of me, right? Which is kind of crazy. And that's the whole reason that he and I were supposed to meet and work together. See, I never shared that either. I never shared the why we were supposed to work together. I just shared that, you know, this is supposed to be our work. Trust me when I say, after what my mother did, why would I ever want to date someone that is a carbon copy of her? And nobody's ever really thought about that. You know, to have to go through that experience of what I did and then have to share it openly, like, why would I ever want that? I don't want that, you know? And he showed me who he was. So there's more. I'm just not really sure I'm ready to talk about it. Because, like, we can't say things are not real or things are not, I don't believe that's real when somebody is living the mirrored aspect of that. Like, I have even gotten to a point that I'm like, am I being punished for his karma? Because when I tell you, like, what happens to him happens to me at the exact same time, and it wasn't just last year, it continues. And like, I'm at the point of going, how do I make it stop? Because if I'm being punished for his karma and his, you know, the way he handles situations, and I don't even follow him anymore. Like, when I tell you, I've really tried to be like, okay, I don't even want to be a part of this, because I don't want to have to be going through his karma. And how much of it is his karma? How much of it is mine? Like, what is even happening? And it's been a lot to process. It's been a lot to see. Is, am I delusional? Like, there's always that question of, am I creating this? But how can you have so much space and distance between people, but yet those things are happening? Like, it's not that I really feel any need or desire to label what it is. It's just that it's part of my journey. I'm supposed to talk about it. And the things that were revealed with each major planetary alignment and the bigger piece of the puzzle. I mean, like, at Don't Trip, I even told him what my job was, but I don't think he fully understood that and how that truly fit into Havana. So, you know, there's times that when I see him getting his shadow aspect, I literally want to go through the screen and be like, what are you doing? Because I have to process through the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of that same stuff mirrored in my reality, and it got to a point that I was like, I am not going to clear his karma. Like, that's not my job. And whatever he's creating on his own, I don't want that showing up in my life. I'm done with the mirror of the karma. So I did many healings, did many releases. I released that, and it started getting better, so I'm really thankful for that. But then I just so happened to pop in, and he starts talking about Noah's Ark. Like, are you talking about Noah's Ark because you read my comment, or are you talking about Noah's Ark because you're channeling me? And see, I even understand this on a soul level when it comes to contracts and the things that were supposed to take place. And it's not that it's necessarily a romantic thing, you know what I mean? But either way, I was told to talk, so that's what I'm doing. And when I'm ready to share more, and I do have screenshots, listen, I got the receipts to prove everything that I'm speaking about. So, thought about making a video with that, but only if people want to see proof. I was just told to speak, so I'm doing what I'm told to do. So, anyway, I love you all. This is long. I might be out here a little bit more often, just doing a little vlogging and talking and sharing. So, love y'all. Bye.